Alright guys, so we gotta talk about Miss Fani Willis, who is speaking out after getting humiliated in court during the disqualification hearing in which her boyfriend, Nathan Hot Dog Wade, had to step down because the judge said that, hey, there clearly appears to be some impropriety here and an odor of mendacity, aka he smells a liar. Okay, there are questions about whether or not Fani Willis lied under oath, and by any legal standard, the judge basically embarrassed Fani Willis. Okay, he essentially damaged her reputation and left her wounded enough that somebody with some real cojones could remove her from this Trump RICO case. And now she is lashing out after CNN caught up with her at some event in Georgia. So without further ado, let's react to it. Let's see if Fani Willis actually has any regrets. Is she actually going to take any responsibility for her actions, for embarrassing herself? I mean, we already know the answer that she's not. But regardless, I think it is interesting to hear what she has to say, considering how she's been humiliated so publicly at the nationwide level. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Do you feel like there's any difference at all this year than past years, just with recent attention that you've gotten? Do you feel different being out and about right now?
I feel more loved. Actually, I've gotten a lot of support from women that surprised me. I wasn't thinking that I was going to be the face of women, but women of every nationality, African-American women, Caucasian women, have been really embracing. Sometimes I think they tell me they're praying for me, but just really, really embracing, very proud of me. So it's very interesting to see how proud of women are of what they see in me, and that's very humbling.
Wow. Yeah, so you can see that she's already kind of pulling the woman card here, and I believe her. Like, I really do believe her when she says that women have come out in support of her. Some women, not all women, but probably women that she hangs around with, women that engage in, you know, the types of behaviors that she engaged with and don't believe in any type of accountability or responsibility for those behaviors. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, right? And women came out in support of her because a lot of women don't want to be held accountable. They want to be able to get away with the type of activities that Fani Willis participated in. They don't want to be held accountable for that type of stuff. So they definitely probably see her as the face of 304s, right? Professional 304s, right? So, you know, I believe it because considering the type of women that she probably hangs out with, the people that she surrounds herself with, they probably have told her that, hey, you did nothing wrong. Okay, you did nothing wrong at all. I mean, listen, I played video clips of pastors giving sermons basically in support of Fani Willis, right? And we all know that the black church is basically nothing but black women, right? Black women run the black church. So I 100% believe it, right? These pastors come out here and they pander to black women because they know that black women are their bread and butter. So I 100% believe what Fani Willis is saying here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like this. That one hair is lovely right now. Do you feel like right now this is also a good way to remind the community that you're out here, you're working for them, kind of reclaim your reputation in a way with Fulton County? Do you think something like this might help remind people who you are?
I don't think my reputation needs to be reclaimed, so I guess we'll start there. This is what I would do. No matter what was going on, I'm not going to miss these events. We will be doing our book bag drive in July like we always do. We will do our coat drive in November. We will do our toy drive at the holidays. We're not going to miss or skip a beat because of all the noise or the distraction on one case. We're going to continue to do our work. I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. Let's say it for the record. I'm not embarrassed by anything I've done. You know, I guess my greatest crime is I had a relationship with a man, but that's not something that I find embarrassing in any way. And I know that I have not done anything that's illegal. And so I don't feel like my reputation needs to be reclaimed. And when I tell you the outpouring of women, and I'll tell you this, especially African-American women who will just say, we are so proud, you are such a good representative of us. But I would be lying to say it's only African American women. I have had Caucasian women, Asian women, Indian women. I told Jeff one day, I didn't think I was the face of the feminist movement, but somehow I became it. And I think that women feel like women are treated differently when they're professionals, and they're proud to see someone that is strong and trying to do the right job. Certainly flawed, like every human being is flawed. My father has a saying, only one perfect man walked the face of the earth and they crucified him. I am not a perfect human being, but what I am is a hardworking human being and a human being that loves the community I serve and who understands this seat does not belong to me. It belongs to the people, and as long as I'm here, I'm going to try to do the job in a way that's honorable.
Wow. She said a whole lot of delusional things there, but a whole lot of things that, hey, you know, should anybody really be surprised here? I mean, she basically said that she found herself as being the face of the feminist movement. And that tells you everything you need to know about the feminist movement, okay? The fact is that she sees herself as a strong woman, strong, independent woman, okay? Who, you know, according to her, she don't need no man. And she shouldn't be judged for her sexual behaviors, even if they get in the way of her professionalism, right? Which is what happened here, okay? I mean, you hired a guy to go after your political opponent, and the guy that you hired was a man that you were sleeping with, okay? You were having a sexual relationship with the man. You enriched him in order to low-key enrich yourself with taxpayer dollars, even though he clearly and obviously was not qualified for the case, okay? And again, it created the appearance of impropriety, right? It basically made it look like that there was some type of conflict of interest, and at the very least it was extremely stupid and it was extremely unprofessional, and instead of owning up to the unprofessionalism and the stupidity of it, she just tries to pretend like what she did was the right thing, and that all of the criticism against her basically is coming because she's a woman, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that she's just unprofessional, right? And it was just dumb thing to do. She should not have done it. She should not have put herself in this situation. No. No responsibility, no accountability. In fact, she's been praised for this. And I 100% believe she's been praised. I 100% believe she's been praised. That's why I'm not surprised that she's saying the things that she's saying. She probably actually really does sincerely believe that she did nothing wrong. Okay? And that all of this is because she's a woman and because she's black. And the reason why is because she's being told that. Okay? She's been told that by the people that she surrounds herself with, that all the things that she's going through. Okay, even the fact that the judge threw out 6 charges because they were poorly worded, okay, so worded that the defense could not intelligently defend themselves against whatever she was trying to charge them with, right? Even that's not your fault either, right? That's not your fault. Okay, everything that happens to you is happening because you're black and you're a woman. And that's what they tell these type of people, and I believe that they do internalize that. Okay? But everything she's telling you tells you a whole lot about, again, the type of people that support her and what we're dealing with here, okay?
Speaking of the recent case, you know, did that almost 2.5 month attempt to remove you from this case, did that delay or derail your own case that you're working on against Trump in any way?
No, my team's been continuing to work, and I think the media and especially organizations like your own have been paying attention. All while that was going on, we were writing responsive briefs. We were still doing the case in the way that it needed to be done. I don't feel like we've been slowed down at all. I do think that there are efforts to slow down this train, but the train is coming.
The train is coming. That can have multiple meanings, right? I think the train is coming too, Fanny, but just not in the way that you think, right? Not in the way that you think. I think the train is coming as well too. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Fani Willis has experience with trains. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if a train is her favorite mode of transportation. Okay, I think Fani Willis loves trains, but yeah, I mean, this case has been delayed, and I think they will continue to be delayed. I don't care what she says here. I mean, you know, she talked about how, you know, she's still doing her job, even as, you know, this disqualification hearing is happening, even as the, you know, appeal is happening. But at the same time, she's getting charges thrown out. So, I mean, if you're doing your job, I mean, you're doing it very poorly, right? At the very least, that's to say the least about this.
You have a date in mind, a next trial date. Is that even being set, or is that still up in the air?
So you may recall in the Trump in the 19 co-defendant case, we asked for an August trial date. We have not been granted that trial date. We may ask for that date again, but we're realistic. We still have demurs and other motions that have not been responded to, and so those motions will have to be resolved. And once those motions are resolved, we would like to push through trial. But we do understand a case has to go through the steps and go through the process. I'm also realistic that one of the defendants has multiple cases going on, and some of them have trial dates that are ahead of ours. And so I'm always going to be respectful of sister jurisdictions, but we plan to just continue to do our work.
AKA, yeah, it's going to be delayed, right? That's what she's basically saying, right? She's saying that, yeah, I don't think we're going to get that August trial date, right? Like, let me be realistic about it. Yeah, it's been delayed, okay? She wanted to go to trial a lot sooner than August. However, because of her stupidity and her carelessness, the fact that she, had to have Nathan's hot dog down her hallway, she put this case in jeopardy, and that's why it's been delayed like it is.
And any possibility of coming up with any other plea deals with Trump or any of the other 14 co-defendants?
Well, in not that case, but in any case, a plea is always possible up and through trial. Even once cases have started, people will enter into plea negotiations. And so if defendants come to us and they decide that they want to resolve their case, I'm always open-minded and reasonable, and we will listen to those explanations, and I'll have conversations with people that are interested. Now those conversations will be with me and not Mr. Wade. I hope that was good for everyone.
Last question. Do you have any reaction to the possibility of an appeal on this latest decision by Judge McAfee, with Trump and his co-defendants seeking an appeal? And I know this gets very technical for lay people. There are some appeals that are called direct appeals, and those appeals are automatic. If a judge should end a charge or end something, suppress evidence, a lot of times those appeals are direct appeals. There are other appeals where you have to ask for a certificate of immediate review, and so that's what this one was, where you have to ask the judge, can we even appeal? And so Scott McAfee decided that this was appropriate to allow them to appeal. He sits in that position, so I won't speak on whether I think that was wise or not, but he certainly allowed them to do that. We'll wait and see. Because it is not a direct appeal, which is why this is important, it is not necessary that the Court of Appeals will even take it. A lot of certificates for immediate review, the Court of Appeals will decide, we're not going to take this, there's nothing novel about this. And so the first step is really to wait to see if the Court of Appeals will even hear the issue at all. And so that's the stance that we're in. But the great news is that doesn't slow anything down, because while that's going on, all those motions I discussed, they'll still be being heard, they'll still be being resolved, we'll still be working.
Yeah, so you see, now you heard that, okay? I personally believe that the appeal definitely will be heard, and the reason why is because Judge Scott McAfee wrote his opinion the way that he did because he wanted it to be appealed. He knew that, hey, you know what? There are other avenues for Fani Willis to be taken out. I don't have the cojones to do it because I don't want to be called racist or white supremacist or Klansman, so I'm not going to do it. So the appeal will definitely be heard, I believe. Now, in regards to whether or not it will be overturned, I really don't know. I can't speak on that. But, it seems to me that what you have here from Fani Willis is a defiant Fani Willis, a Fani Willis that doesn't want to own up to the fact that, again, what she did was extremely reckless. What she did was extremely unprofessional, and it has embarrassed her. It has humiliated her. But is anybody really surprised? Because, again, we're taught, or put it this way, women are taught nowadays that, again, nothing's their fault. Nothing's their fault, that they don't need to take any accountability, responsibility. Any type of criticism of them has to be because of sexism, okay? And if you're black, then it has to be because of racism. So in Fani Willis's case, it's because she's black and because that she's a woman, right? So you notice she didn't play the black card because maybe, just maybe, she may have learned from the fact that the defense is trying to essentially say that she may be tainting the jury playing the race card. So she decided not to play the race card, and now she kind of low-key playing the woman card in the sense that she's trying to allude to this idea that, well, what's happening to her is happening to her because she's a woman, because all these women can relate to it, right? They're congratulating her, okay? They're proud of her, the way that she handled this, okay? which, you know, hey, I'm not saying that she's lying about it. I just think that what she's saying is a reflection of just how far we've fallen as a society, especially when it comes to holding women accountable. You can't do it, right? You can't do it unless, you know, you are a sexist, right? That's basically what, you know, this has come to. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.